Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Friday, November 19th. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, TROT Wham. We are here, and we are ending another week of NBA Pub Hub shows right here on Pub Sports Radio. 9 NBA games on tap tonight, and we'll break them all down for you here. We'll start with the Indiana Pacers taking on the Charlotte Hornets. We've got some movement in this game. Charlotte opened 3.5-point home favorites down to 1.5-point favorites in this game. 216 the total, pretty much across the board. When you look at this matchup, Indiana Pacers come into this game on the heels of back-to-back losses to the Knicks and to the Pacers. So you would think this is a bit of a sense of urgency you would think's got to take over for this Indiana team that hasn't played well in the last couple of games. See if they can bounce back here against a Charlotte Hornets team that has actually put some solid performances together on a 4-game win streak. Memphis, the Knicks, the Warriors, and a very good win against Washington in their last game going into this one. And not a whole lot of love being given to Charlotte for those 4 wins. Look at the injury report, not really anything injury related other than, PJ Washington still being out, but he's been out for several games now for Charlotte. So there's really no change there. I'm a little bit puzzled, but it is kind of Indiana after 2 straight losses. You'd expect a good performance here, but Charlotte's definitely played good. 4 straight wins, 4 straight point spread covers, and 4 straight unders. They've played better defensively during this stretch. Indiana has really trended under as well, so probably would have to lean with current form, and that says under the total. The one concern is this has been an over series history. And in the first game of the year, they played to 245 points, and the game flew over the total. But it's 2 teams that are kind of playing much better defensively right now. So right now I would lean with Charlotte still, even at the line move, and lean under. Don't know if I'll bet it, though. What do you think, Skee, with this one, Indiana-Charlotte?
I don't. No need to repeat everything you said. I think if you're going with the total, both teams have been playing, or the Hornets really, they're still playing fast, but they're playing some defense right now. So I agree with what you said. The current form is the under. From a side, I think just something about the line, how it's going down, just doesn't make sense, and it stinks to me because the Hornets been playing much better basketball. They've won 4 in a row, and it's going the other way, and the Hornets are at the house. So I was trying to think about what it could be. Both teams play tomorrow. Hornets have been having rest. I'm not sure. I feel like the line is kind of begging you to take Charlotte here, and so when I feel like that, I stay away.
Not only that, it's a rest advantage for Charlotte. Indiana's played more games lately over the last week than Charlotte has. I mean, they played on November 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th. This is going to be their 6th game in 9 days. I mean, that's 10 days, I should say. In Charlotte, they've had a little bit more time in between their games. So definitely, it's a peculiar line move. I would not be on board with it. Taking Indiana. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. It's all love. Also, be sure to hit the motherfucking like button real quick. Muchly appreciated. Share the video if you can. You know what I'm saying? We need to spread the motherfucking word because you know what we're about to do. Hit them straight over the motherfucking head. Yeah, man. This game, I really like this game. I don't give a fuck what people, want to line here and move there. I like the Hornets, man. It was 2.5. Now it's down to 1. Whatever the fuck it's at. The Hornets are to play. We seen the same thing with the Wizards. People was buying on the Wizards against the Hornets too the other night. I think the Hornets are undervalued right now, and they're going to continue to do what they've been doing, and that's beating decent teams. And they'll win tonight. They're 5-2 at ATS at home. In their last or on the season, excuse me. Now the Pacers actually haven't been playing very good ball against the Hornets. Previous meetings, they're 3-11 ATS in their last 14 meetings versus the Hornets here. So I look for that to continue. Now they are 0-2 ATS to start the road trip as well, and I just really look simply for the Hornets to, get a little bit of that bench going. I like Hayward. What I'm actually going to look at as well is I got a Lonzo Ball prop here that I actually like that stood out to me as well. Surprisingly, or not Lonzo, LaMelo. See, look, LaMelo. I got some LaMelo action.
One of them motherfuckers, huh?
What you say, Wimp?
One of them motherfuckers, huh?
Yeah, one of them
Somebody with the
motherfuckers,
last
right?
name Ball.
Hey,
That's the bottom line. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a sign. Cash both them bitches tonight, maybe, huh? But I'm gonna go LaMelo. I like over, the rebounds and assist prop. Now he's averaging, 10.8 rebounds and 9 assists the last 5 games. These two teams played the first game of the season. He had 31, 9, and 7, but he's been getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists, just stacking it up, and I got to give props where props is due. I think he's a liability on the defensive end, but the kid sees the floor, man. He really does. And he's pretty actually bigger than I thought too. 6'7", 6'8", got a nice little wingspan on him. Gets them boards. When these two teams did play too, versus the Wizards recently, they were out rebounded by 11 rebounds, plus 11 in the rebounds. So I just think we'll get this team, the Hornets at home, undervalued. Now, I do kind of like the Pacers first half as well. A lot of people are on that, and Hornets start slow. So I'm not mad at that. If you like the Pacers, bet them first half. I'm telling you right now, the Hornets at the house, full game. They'll cover the 1 or 2, whatever you got it at. They'll win this game easily by 6 or 8 points.
All right, good stuff. So maybe Indiana early, Charlotte late kind of deal. And you're right, Charlotte's been a second-half team. Washington found that out the other night. I mean, Wizards got off to a great start against the Hornets a couple nights ago, and then Charlotte just took over and dominated the second half, came back to win. So there is definitely truth to that Charlotte's been a good team coming out of halftime.
And the two, my notes are kind of fucked up right now, so I messed up a little. But the two teams that they lost to, Ian, real quick, were the on this road trip so far were the Knicks and the Pistons, or didn't cover the spread too. So I mean, now you're going to go into the Hornets' house. I think it's a clear Charlotte spot.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the line move because it's not injury related. There's no injuries that are causing this move toward Indiana. It's not nobody's out for Charlotte tonight. This is opinion that's moving this line. Obviously, heavy opinion because it's gone down 2 points. What do you think here, Wham? Indiana, Charlotte.
Yeah, you guys milked this cow for sure, bro. It's no more meat on the bone, but I'll do something out of it here. This is number 4 team in pace over the last 5 games. Charlotte, like you guys said, they've been playing some defense though. The last time they did sneak out a win by 1 point in that game, Brogdon had 11 assists. I think he goes over his 6.5 assists at plus money, plus 112 that I got it last night. I think right now you're getting that even money. I like that a lot. That's a play that I made. And also, as far as this team in the Hornets, I agree with my guy, Dutch. It's the LaMelo Ball, bro. 7+ rebounds over the 5 of the last 6 games, averaging 10.3 rebounds in that span. And I'm on the first quarter Pacers here as well. 8-2 ATS over the last 10 games. The other way around here for the Hornets, we already know they ranked 30th in first quarter points allowed, allowing 32 points in the first quarter. The Hornets are 3-7 ATS in the last 10. So I'm taking the best bet here with the Pacers. First quarter, I think they're going to come out hot, and I do think Brogdon goes over the total and Melo.
Yeah, that's probably the good way to go. Is you would think Indiana's right and ready to go early, first quarter after back-to-back to New York and Detroit, especially the Pistons loss. I mean, they were listless in that game against the Pistons the other night. They were awful in that game, and you would think that's going to be motivation, incentive to start strong, start fast tonight, first quarter against Charlotte. We'll see if that happens. Golden State and Detroit. Golden State, 2-point road favorites, 200 the total. In this game, big moves toward obviously Detroit and toward the under in this game. And yes, before you start thinking this is a steal and you got to put your life savings on Golden State, we do have to point out it is a shorthanded team significantly tonight. Steph Curry's not going to play. Draymond Green's not going to play. Andre Iguodala's not going to play. And Otto Porter as well. Of course, Thompson and Wiseman have been out most of the season, but definitely going to be a shorthanded team here against Detroit. One of those situations, though, where, again, if you bet Detroit early, got a good number, that's great. Do you want to take them at +2 now? We'll see. I'm not so sure about that. It's probably just going to be a stay-away game for me. You got to worry about motivation a little bit here for Golden State. This is the end of this 4-game road trip. They just won the last 2 against Brooklyn and Cleveland, and they go home for to play the Raptors Sunday. It's just at the end of the road trip, just get through this game and move on. So you wonder about whether the Warriors not only shorthanded, but focused for 48 minutes. Will it be there tonight? That's the big question. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, if you get Detroit at a better number than this, you're probably in a great spot. And look, Pistons played one of their best games in a while the other night, beating Indiana. So, I would still lean to Detroit, but you're obviously not getting the number you could have gotten earlier. What do you think here, Skee? Warriors, Pistons?
Backwood. Go.
Absolutely. And even like the under 2 makes sense, but we're talking now 210 all the way down to 200. Like you talk about all the value being sucked out of. That's exactly what's happened. The value's been completely taken out of the total with the 10-point move. Dutch, what do you think here?
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Lucky Power, THC RZA. I see you, man. Yeah, you can put the backwood up for me because this is a backwood game, but I do want to touch on the last game because I actually, I was at the hot tub for an hour, put a plane in the air, so I'm a little loaded. And I couldn't get my all my notes right. So that last game, though, because I really do like the Hornets, I just want to touch on that a little bit more. The Hornets, the last 4 games have only allowed 98 points per game at the house. So they've been winning and they've been playing a lot better defense. And that game one they did play out that touchdown the first game of the year. These motherfucking Pacers shot 40%, 46% from the field, and they fucking out rebounded. Sabonis had 33-15. Brogdon had 24 and 11, and Diorte had 27 and 5, and they still lost this game. I'm telling you, man, the Hornets is the play. Backwood this motherfucking game, my fault. Yeah, man.
All right. No, that's right. Good stuff. Better talk about a game you got a stronger opinion on for a little bit longer than one you think's an absolute shit show.
Yeah, my notes a little fucked up. I apologize.
No worries. Wham, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm going back to the well with Kay Cunningham, over 4.5 assists. Last game had 6 assists when we did call this play. The game before that, 8 assists, which was his career high. I'm gonna say it again. He's that type of guy. He's going to go down late in the stretch, be the main ball handler, and he's going to get these guys involved. If they're open, if he's not open, he's probably going to shoot it here. So I can understand the points, rebounds, and assists because he's had 8 rebounds over the last 2 games as well. So I would agree with that, but I'm going to get the plus money, man. Plus 123, Kay Cunningham over 4.5 assists.
All right, we got an interesting game here now. Lakers and the Celtics. Remember this rivalry in the 80s when it was at its height. Couldn't ask for anything better. Bird and Magic. Oh, those days. Boston, 2.5-point home favorites, 213 the total in this one. Money's come in on Boston a little bit, although we're starting to hear rumblings, hear some things. That could be a LeBron James sighting tonight for the LA Lakers. Of course, he's missed a bunch of time lately with the abdominal issues, but it's looking like there's at least a potential game time decision is what we're looking at for him tonight for this game. 80 is going to be in. You always, ignore when it says he's on the injury report. He's going to play unless something unforeseen happens. So there's a chance you'll get LeBron and AD both tonight for the Lakers. For the Celtics, they're still without Jaylen Brown. And they also have questionable game time decisions for both Robert Williams for the Celtics, the starting center, then the 5 spot. And, of course, Dennis Schroeder, the point guard, also a game time decision tonight for the Celtics. They're coming off a loss to Atlanta in their last game. We all kind of like the Hawks saying, you ride that team at home, and they took care of business against Boston. Now, Boston has started to play better at home. They beat the Raptors. They beat Milwaukee their last 2 home games. If LeBron's in, though, I might lean Lakers here. We'll see. I'm still not ready to fully trust this Celtics team. We'll wait and see. You're getting 2.5 here with them right now. Certainly, this line will crash if LeBron's going to play tonight in this game. And again, if Robert Williams doesn't play for the Celtics, this is already not the strongest front court in the world, not even close. And if you're not going to have him on the floor tonight for the Celtics, you're going to be looking at an old broken down Al Horford, Enes Kanter, Grant Will. I mean, it's just patchwork in terms of that front court and that 5 spot, which means trouble potentially against AD tonight. So AD props might be something to look at if you don't see Robert Williams tonight for the Celtics. It still might be worth looking at anyway, but I think he'll even have a bigger night if there's no Robert Williams for Boston in this game tonight. So right now we're leaning Lakers. We'll see if LeBron suits up. Skee, what do you think, Lakers, Celtics?
I don't think it's the greatest spot for the Lakers. I think it's their 4th game in 6 nights. And, a lot of times when a high usage superstar type of player comes back, like it could throw off the rhythm to whatever the team has been doing lately. I mean, you saw Middleton didn't have a great game, his first game back. And I think we see this kind of often. And I remember seeing it with LeBron. Whenever he would go out with injury and come back his first game, it's never really usually that strong. And you never know. He could be on a minutes limit. So I just don't like the spot for the Lakers. Celtics, they've been playing good lately, 6-2 against the spread. Their last 8, they're 3-0 versus 55% when teams are better. I would think they continue to play well. I do think Williams is a big deal, especially versus the bigs that the Lakers have. But I just now saw Schroeder popping up on the injury report. Is he scared or what? Like this should be the game you going for. Why is he on the injury report today?
I'm glad you said that.
Get your ass out there and play. It's your former team. You should have a point to prove, chip on your shoulder, be incentivized to go out there, play well, and play good.
But he know what's coming. He know what's coming, y'all. I want that.
I just, I'm gonna stay away from this game. This card I'm kind of struggling with, but I'll pass it to you guys.
All right, we'll pass it to Dutch. Pass that Dutch, as Missy Elliott once said. What do you like here, Dutch?
Yeah, shout out to Adonis, man. I appreciate the kind words. My guy Moses, I see you. Whack Prescott. Everybody in the chat, take a moment, hit the motherfucking like button and share the video. Muchly appreciated. Yeah, man. This game, man, this is a big game. So I'm gonna, I'll give you a little bit of numbers, but both of these teams, I do think this is a Boston spot. Lakers 1-8 ATS last 6 after a cover. 0-5 ATS in the last 5 meetings versus the Celtics, and they're 1-4 straight up in their last 5 road games. So I look at this as that's right. Highlight these motherfuckers because the Lakers is highlighted in bullshit, and believe that. Auto fade these motherfuckers. But one team that I have much trouble with is the Boston Celtics. So it's not like I'm lining up just to back these motherfuckers, to be honest with you. It's going to be a game I like to watch. 2 teams that I really don't want to back either way. But the Celtics have been making money of late. Skee did touch on a 6-2 the last 8 ATS, 4-0 ATS, and their last 4 as a favorite, and they're 10-3 ATS in their last 13 versus the Western Conference. So they're getting good minutes from Grant Williams off the bench too. He's playing solid ball. I would love to have Robert Williams out there. I mean, if he was out there, it would probably be enough for me to back the Celtics. But I would look for and then obviously Schroeder coming back. I was thinking this could be a get back game for him, but hasn't been too great honestly the last 2 games. After we were really praising him for the after how he's played going into the starting lineup. So yeah, I would just have to sit back, look at this game, watch it. But if I had to pull the trigger, it would be the Celtics, and I'd probably look for Jason Tatum to continue. He's been looking a lot better, been attacking. I talk a little shit about him, but he's been playing a lot of better ball. I wouldn't be mad at the point prop with Jason Tatum tonight.
All right, Wham, what do you like here, Lakers Celtics?
Yeah, knowing that this is going to be a national televised game, I like to put my own theories here inside of these type of games that are before we start the cap. So now that we think that LeBron is coming back, I think you're right, though, Skee, to think that he messes up the offense here. But in this type of offense with AD pretty much getting spoon-fed from these guys, I think that's just going to help Westbrook turn down the turnovers. Bro, we are dead last in turnover percentage in the last 5 games. Somebody's being able to take that off of him. I think it's going to help, bro. And I think that THT continues to get his type of usage. And I believe that the Lakers are live here. You get them right now while they underdogs, because once he's getting the lineup, it's going to go for sure to a favorite. It's just only right. I mean, at this time, we're seeing the Lakers speed up the pace, number 6 in pace over the last 5 games. This team is playing really good defense in Boston Celtics. Don't get me wrong. I think they're number 6 in defensive rating in that 5-game span as well. I do think they probably match the physicality with LeBron in the back. So I do think the Lakers are live here. I would take a money line.
All right, liking the Lakers here against Boston. Should be an interesting one. And again, we'll see if LeBron plays. Orlando and Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn 9.5-point home favorites here, 210 the total in this one. A lot of money on Orlando with Kevin Durant being announced as out for this game for the Nets. Obviously, he's going to have these nights, these little rest spots, especially when you're talking, these games, lots of games in a short period of time. This is 3rd game in 4 nights for the Nets, and Kevin Durant won't play tonight for them in this game with a shoulder injury that he's dealing with. So we'll see if who can step up here. It looks like you're going to get it's one of those games where it looks like Bembry, James Johnson going to get more on the floor from the bench in this game help out, along, of course, Harden, Mills, Brown, Griffin, and Aldridge. Looks like that's going to be the starting five tonight for Brooklyn here against Orlando. Orlando coming off an impressive showing, 104-98 win against the Knicks, winning outright as 11.5-point underdogs in that game, snapping a 3-game losing streak. Here's the one issue, though, for Orlando. It's almost like when they win a game, they celebrate the damn win like it's a championship or something because they have not responded after a win so far this year. You look at the rest of these, the other wins that they had this year. They beat the Knicks 110-104. They followed that up. They got bombed by Miami. They lost by 17. They beat Minnesota. They get drilled by Boston and lose by 13. They beat Utah. They get crushed by Brooklyn in the next game by 33. I mean, this is just not a team that's put two good games together, in a row. So it's not like I'm jumping for joy to lay 9.5 with Brooklyn here in this spot. But boy, we've seen nothing from Orlando when they won the previous game. It's like they celebrate the win and then they forget they got to play another game, the next time out. They haven't played well. And that's consistently 3 previous wins, and they just laid an egg the next time out. So that bothers me and concerns me because I kind of lean Magic, but with that track record off a win, I think I'm going to have to stay off. What do you think here, Skee, with the Magic and the Nets?
Yeah, it's hard for me to make a play on the Nets when you have KD and Harris out and Claxton out. Like, I just feel like there's too many people out for that side. The only way to play on the Nets is to, play on James Harden, which the Lions, I assume, are probably really juiced now. So it's hard for me to get involved. Maybe from a total perspective, I want to say over because both teams have been playing fast, but you're going to miss a lot of points without KD out there. So I'm stuck on this game.
That's the way I feel, stuck. I kind of think Orlando with a lot of points is good, but then I started looking after they won a game how miserable they've been. They've just been some of us that forgot to show up the next game, and that bothers me because even without Durant, you don't show up here, you could get your teeth kicked in, and I worry about that for Orlando. What do you think, Dutch? Orlando, Brooklyn?
Yeah, real quick, Jacksonville Zoe. You want to see the eyes, bro? Catch me on Jimmy's show Thursday morning, man. By this time, the lights is too motherfucking bright, bro. All right? Yeah. JPV, I believe, said, or someone in the chat said, Brimby sucks. Hey, man, he's there to do certain things. Steve Nash got to utilize the guy for what he's there for. Play fucking defense and rebound the ball. He's not there to score. You know what I mean? I think Patty Mills' career game hook, I think Patty Mills can have a great game tonight. I like that. I would only look Patty Mills or James Harden. But, man, with all due respect, man, fuck the Brooklyn Nets, man. Who knows if they want to play or not? Really. You want me to back James fucking Harden? Yeah, no, thank you, sir. He'll have the ball every fucking time down. He won't play no fucking defense. Who knows what the fuck he ate last night or pregame, if he's going to go fucking, 35 minutes or who knows what the fuck he's going to do, man. I'm not betting the Brooklyn Nets. And I would only look Orlando Magic here, but my guy fucking Lucky Power said it. Back with this motherfucker, man. Yeah, man.
We kind of want to take Orlando here. I would only take Orlando here.
Yeah, it does look appealing to take them. I can't lie.
Yeah, it is. It's to me, I don't know without Durant, how locked in are they? But Orlando's just not showing you anything after they win a game. Like they've just completely lay an egg the next time out. So, and that's been consistent this year. It hasn't until I see it changes. Until I see it change, it's hard to back Orlando after a win because they've had bad games after a victory this year consistently. What do you like here, Wham?
I think the only way I would lean here is Orlando, like you guys said. I am looking at Jalen Suggs. He's questionable, though. If I do want to back Orlando, you want to look for there. So if you're taking this and you want to bet this game, doesn't seem like we're all going to bet this game, but you want to wait and to see what Jalen Suggs does. In a prop perspective, though, I do think I got a good parlay piece I might be adding here. It's the Wendell Carter over 1.5 threes. He's not getting that many attempts. So you normally would want to get a guy like 4 or 5, at least 6 attempts. He's getting about 4 attempts, hitting at 59% over the last 5 games. So he's actually hitting this total, though, in the last 5 games. But it just doesn't seem like he's getting attempts. In this game, without these small guys as well, he might be trying to, try to be down low. So I may stay away from it. But it seems like that's the only way I would look in the prop spot side as well.
All right, we got OKC and Milwaukee. Milwaukee 12.5-point home favorites, 215 the total in this game. I never thought I'd say this, but the Thunder are a team that have put money in my pocket a lot, the last week or so. However, the one thing that does concern me is, Spurs, Pelicans, Kings, the Rockets in their last game. These teams that they've been playing, they're some of the worst teams in the NBA. We have to remember that. And now they're playing a Milwaukee team that's definitely going to be a step up challenge here for the Thunder. I want to back OKC here, getting all these points. I do, no question about that. But to me, you look at this situation here where when you look at the OKC track record against some great competition lately, it's not been good. Routed by Golden State on the road, blown out by Brooklyn at home, beaten by double digits by 13 against Miami in a recent game. So it's been kind of tough sledding for OKC lately in terms of facing quality competition. That being said, I'm still not in a rush to lay 12.5 with Milwaukee. It's not like this team has been consistent one game to the next. It is going to help that now they've got Chris Middleton back. They're certainly getting healthier, much healthier than they were earlier in the season. They're down to just Brook Lopez, and it's not Delivery, it's DiVincenzo. They're the only two guys still injured for this Milwaukee team. So they're getting better, no question. We'll see if they can take care of business here by a decisive margin. I lean OKC, but I don't love the track record recently for them against quality teams. I will be on Lou Dort over points again, though. We're going to ride that thing. This guy keeps on finding a way to contribute offensively. He's got his shot working for him right now. He's willing to shoot the basketball because he's in good form at the moment. So that's what I'll probably bet in this game rather than go side or total. We'll keep going to the well with Lou against Dort here for the Oklahoma City Thunder over his point prop tonight. Skee, what's your thoughts here? Thunder and Bucks.
I look at Milwaukee. Both teams really, trend towards the under. OKC on the road, Milwaukee at home. But I look at a lot of Milwaukee's games. They're without Chris Middleton, even without their point guard, Drew Holiday. So even like a couple without Giannis. So it's tough for me. Like usually Milwaukee's an up-tempo team, an over-type team, not an under team like this. So that makes me nervous about picking under in this game. But maybe I go the first half route. Thunder 91 to the first half under, reaching about 102.7 points per game in the first half. And Bucks, they trend towards an over, but their games only reach 105.7. So I'll put them together. I think it gets under this 111 number that you have in the first half today. And I think that's the best way to play this game.
All right, maybe an under early for Skee with the Thunder and the Bucks. Dutch, what do you like here? OKC, Milwaukee.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Nets Bets. Hey, that's why I said with all due respect, bruh. Nah, but hey, I know him. I see you. It's Daryl in the chat. Yeah, I know he has mutual feelings about the Nets, my guy. Billy Briz, giddy the fuck up. Okay, we know where you're going, my guy. Shout out to Billy the Kid. Yeah, man. Backwood this motherfucker, man. I said enough. Backwood this bitch. Clear and easy. I'm cool on this motherfucker.
There we go. Easy backwood for Dutch. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, I like the Lou Dort, Giddy props as well. I understand the point there as well, taking the under in the first half. And shout out to my guy Skee. Pretty much probably saved me a whole unit loss there because I took the under in the first half of the Heat game yesterday. Went under 105.5. It didn't go under the 206.5 though. Just bullshit. Third quarter there, 70 points and shit. But in this game, no, I would only look toward the Bucks first half. This is a short number at the house. I mean, short enough for this team to get smacked up. But I think you're right though, Ian. Probably the best bet is to take the leading scorer over the last 5 games for OKC, and that's Lou Dort.
Yeah, definitely. Just it's been cashing. He's been getting into the 20s in a lot of games. Just I figure keep on riding that right now. Clippers and Pelicans next up. Clippers 4-point road favorites in the Big Easy. 214.5 being the total in this game. Clippers played, of course, in Memphis last night. They end up losing 120 to 108. Was really kind of a good spot situation for Memphis playing at home. With the, of course, the passing of Dolph, of course, young Dolph, of course, that was certainly something that was close. They were close-knit toward him, the players of the Grizzlies, and you could tell there was that extra emotion in the building on the court last night. And the Grizzlies played with that and took care of business against the Clippers last night. So Clippers now second of back-to-back games here on the road. The Pelicans have a rest advantage. That's pretty much about it for them, though. It's been a brutal season for the Pelicans. They're 2-14. They're only 1-6 at home here. You look at the minutes last night, Memphis against the Clippers. The thing is, you only got 31 minutes for Paul George, 26 for Zubats, 30 for Reggie Jackson, for 24 minutes for Terrence Mann, 24 minutes for Kennard. For a second of back-to-back situation, this team's still relatively fresh. They're off a loss. They're the much better team. I'm not going to overthink it. Give me the Clippers here, -4. I think they bounce back strong here. It's just a miserable Pelican team right now. Skee, what do you think here, Clippers-Pelicans?
Yeah, I went back and forth a little bit. And I usually don't ever want to take a team on a road-to-road back-to-back because I just think that's the toughest spot to play in the association, especially when it's your 5th game in 7 nights. And you do have an injury list like the Clippers have tonight. So that kind of made me want to look towards the Pelican side. And only thing for them, like you said, is the rest advantage and they're healthy. Like they haven't really had Brandon Ingram out there, and that's the big piece for them. That's who they need, like in these fourth quarters when they've been letting the game slip away. So I thought about that. I did some data research both ways, and it's just what I came up with was if it's a tough spot like this, such a tough spot for the Clippers, I get that -3.5, like it should be more, but in this kind of spot, it probably should even be like a pick 'em. So at 3.5, like I feel like they kind of want you to take the Pelicans here too, and the Clippers get it done. So the angle that I took was those teams in that tough spot, road back-to-backs, if they're a road favorite in the game, they're a favorite for a reason because they're covering about 60% since 2013. So that says play the Clippers, and I probably will go that way.
All right. Looking at the Clippers there with that 60% ATS track record in the last 8 years, where they're road favorite on the second night of back-to-back on the road here. And, it feels like you're getting a little bit of a bargain here with the Clippers based on, the spot and the situation, the injuries, especially Batum. Batum's the one that didn't play last night. He's a game-time decision in this one. And, of course, they're still going to be without a bunch of other players, including Marcus Morris, Winslow, among others. But Batum's the key one, and there's still a chance he might play tonight.
Hey, 1 second on this one, Ian. Hey, Drew Daddy right here says, Skee always looking for reasons to go against the Clippers. Man, my best bet of the year so far, as far as my biggest bet, was on the Clippers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was
low-key be loving the Clippers, bro.
Wasn't it against Portland, I believe?
Yeah, I think I bet against them against Portland too.
You bet the Clippers like 5 times this year.
Yeah, and I win. So I don't hate the Clippers. I don't know what he's talking about.
He'll probably have a Clipper hoodie real soon.
No, let's not take it that far. I like that they're putting money in my pocket.
Yeah, right.
He'll bet on the Clippers. I mean, and he'll bet against the Lakers every now and then too. So there's no bias with Skee. There isn't. Trust me, I've been doing shows and stuff with him for years now. No bias whatsoever. What do you think here, Dutch?
Oh, there's some bias with them bullshit Lakers, that's for sure. Yeah, man.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little, man. Shout out to our guy, Nathan. Swoosh plays games. I see you, my guy. Lit Picks in there, about to go get that fresh lineup. Yeah, man. Fresh Friday. Don't let him take you back too far, my guy. Yeah, man. This game, everything y'all said about the Clippers, I like. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the Clippers here. I faded them yesterday heavy with the Grizzlies. I really like the Grizz, and it's reverse. I like the fucking Clippers. I like to see Batum out there. I ain't gonna lie. The bench is lagging a little bit. So I definitely like to see Batum. I believe he's questionable. But I'm gonna look. I do have the I do like the Clippers here. So everything you guys said, I agree with. But I'm also gonna look at a prop here. I'm gonna look at Bledsoe. Going back against the Pelicans, over 11.5 points, -105. Nothing crazy, but little Drew Bledsoe, or no, excuse me, Drew Bledsoe. Little Bledsoe gonna do his thing tonight, though. Watch out tonight. Now he did have a rough night last night. Only played 24 minutes, had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 or 2, field goals, nothing major. But prior 4 games to that, he was averaging 16.5 points per game. And also, they played Miami and Chicago in that span. He had 21 points against both of them teams, stepping it up a little bit against good competition as well. But this, to me, is not good competition. This is a payback spot against the Pelicans. They kind of shitted on Boy. He wasn't treated too well there. He didn't do too well there. However, what is he'll come back. He's gonna have a good night tonight. Look for him to get 15 plus. Over 11.5 points seems easy to me. And then also I do like the Clippers, to handle business. The Pelicans, they auto fade, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate the kind words, Anthony, about the voice. It's hanging in there. I'm shocked it has, given all the shows I'm doing, but we appreciate that. Thanks for joining us here on the show. Good stuff there. And Durrell, yes, Durrell, by the way, we're going to get him when there's ever a day on this Pub Hub that we can't, someone for an emergency reason, they can't be on the show. We'll get it's Durrell on the NBA Pub Hub show during the season for sure.
Yeah, man.
He says he's willing to step up and fill in for anybody that can't do the show. So we'll have him on definitely some point later on this season. Chicago, Denver, or actually, who's next? No, we got to go to Wham here with this one. Wham, Clippers and Pelicans.
You're muted, my guy.
My fault. Appreciate you. I'm glad you gave me that heads up too, Dutch, man. Shout out to my guy, Dutch Boy Fresh, man. Hey, yo, so I'm like there with you though, Dutch. This team is number 2 in pace, so they're gonna kick the pace up in this game. And as much as they offer that back-to-back, I just think that they got caught in a bad spot. Even Nate was probably fucking with Duff. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, this is for the city. Let's let this shit go. It's 82 games. This is a good spot for them to catch their fire. Like you said, it is a revenge factor for Eric Bledsoe. He's actually being used well over the last 5 games. Like you said, he has been not that good beyond the arc, 38%. 45%. I mean, he's only getting 9 attempts, but he's still doing his thing, Eric Bledsoe. So I definitely love that look there. But I'm thinking Clippers here. You got to take them full game, though, because this Pelicans team, they're pretty good in the first half. ATS over the last 10 games, 6-4. The Clippers the other way around, 2-6-2, I believe, something crazy like that. So those guys aren't really covering the first half. I think full game if you're going to go Clippers for sure. It's the only way I would go.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good way to go here, I think, in this one. Just because, again, you're talking about just a brutal Pelicans team right now. Chicago and Denver. Denver opened 4-point home favorites down to 1.5 now as home favorites. 208 the total in this game. And obviously, this is a move based on the injury news that we have heard regarding the Nuggets going into this game. Nikola Jokic, game-time decision with a wrist injury. Michael Malone was basically saying that there was nothing wrong with him. They'll probably play, but they're still going to list him as questionable for this game. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you think he's going to play, presumably going to play, why are you listing him as questionable? He should be probable in this case. But nevertheless, they might.
That sounds like some funny business to me.
Yeah. I think so too.
The NBA, come on, man.
No funny business. The NBA screwing around with their injury reports? No way. Just not possible. No way can that happen.
Look at motherfuckers put Rudy Gay instead of Rudy Gobert. That shit was ultimate, right?
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
there's a huge difference, Rudy Gobert and Rudy Gay, especially defensively. And there's a friggin' whole golf's worth of difference with them defensively of those two guys. We've got Denver off back-to-back losses. Man, last night against Philly, it's a back-to-back for the Nuggets, although no travel. It's back-to-back home games. But losing 103-89 at home to the banged-up, injury-riddled, COVID-riddled as well, Philadelphia 76ers. So really bad game from the Nuggets. And we'll see if they're capable of bouncing back here. You could say the same thing about Chicago. They've won the first or they have actually gone 2-1 on this road trip so far. They got blown out by the Warriors, beat the Clippers and the Lakers, but then couldn't hold on to a second half lead against Portland the other night. They ended up losing 112 to 107 in that game. We'll see if Jokic is in or out. I lean Chicago anyway, but you're looking at now. Do you bet Chicago now because if Jokic is going to be in, the number's going to go up, or do you if you think he's going to be out, you maybe bet Chicago now. But if you think that he's going to be in, maybe you wait and see if you can get a better number on Chicago. But don't really know if I trust the Nuggets. That was just such a bad performance from them last night against the Sixers. And I think Chicago, there's a big difference between 2-2 and 3-1, on this road trip. And if they win tonight, that means they get to go home on a 3-1 road trip Or actually 3-2, I should say. They're 2-2 so far. It's a winning road trip if they win tonight. So this, I think, is a big one for Chicago. I'm leaning Bulls right now. We'll see if Jokic plays. What do you think here, Skee, Chicago and Denver?
When did Jokic get hurt? You know what I'm saying? Like they put him back in. They took him out because they were losing by 20. Then they put him back in because they're like, oh, we're only down by 12 now. But like he never got hurt. I don't know when they're saying he got hurt. So I feel it's like funny business to me, just playing with what people are gonna bet or whatever on the game because of injury reports. But if Joker's in, like Dutch always says, that's all that matters for Denver. And he could kill it versus Chicago. They don't have any big men down there. So if Jokic is in, man, the way that they lost yesterday, and I know Mike Malone got kicked out and everything like that, I probably would like Denver. So I'll wait on the injury report. And if he's playing, Denver would be the way to go for me.
Yeah, we know Chicago is going to struggle with any quality big in the paint with their front court, which is a little bit shaky, especially when you're talking about, not having Vucevic or Patrick Williams for that matter in there. Then you're really going to have some issues in the low post. And so that's why I think if Jokic plays or he doesn't, that's a significant development in terms of what side you like in this game. Dutch, what do you think here, Chicago, Denver?
Yeah, this game's tough to me. I like Chicago first half. First of all, I think the numbers they've been playing well first half. We've seen them. We was on a last game against Portland. They're up by fucking 18-20 and gave it away. I think the trend will continue. Bulls first half here. It's a little tough with Joker, but I think this is a nugget spot at home. To be honest with you, I think they'll win the game here. It's kind of a first half Bulls spot, and then maybe even just wait. Get a better number on the Nuggets. If Joker's out, I'll throw all that out the window. But I believe he'll play. They kind of just were lackadaisical all night last night. Only loss I had on the card last night was the Nuggets, and it was a bad one. It was not appealing to watch whatsoever. The team was not in it. The bench wasn't in it. Nothing was good about that game except for Joker. And obviously he'll have his way tonight with that front line. Tony Bradley and whoever else you want to fucking bring off the bench. Nobodies. They can't. Joker will do whatever he wants as long as he's out there. He'll get his. But I was looking at Alex Caruso actually. The Caruso show. Over 4.5 rebounds. He's averaging 8 since he's been installed into the starting lineup the last 3 games. I think 4.5 is a sweet number there with Caruso. He's fucking playing power forward right now for him. I see he was kind of questionable with the wrist. I think he's going to be a go. I see him getting right around 8-9 rebounds again. So cashing that over, getting 5 rebounds should be no problem for Mr. Caruso.
All right, Wham, what do you like, Chicago, Denver?
Yeah, I'll agree with you guys. I don't think Jokic is not going to play today. I mean, he played every game last year. It's the worst schedule. I think he's going to play in this game, like you guys said, what you eloquently alluded to there. I think this team is bad at rebounding, though, without Vucevic. Even with them, they're still ranked dead last at rebounding. This team is ranked 3rd at opposing rebounds, so they kind of stopping guys from getting boards. I do like the Denver spot here. I just think that they're going to do what they need to do to get themselves back to rolling in offensive efficiency wise against this team. I just don't want to bet against the Bulls though, bro. So I haven't bet it yet, but that's the only way I would go.
All right. Next
up, also Aaron Gordon, real quick, Ian. Just back in the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, please stop fucking shooting jumpers. Just go. He's shooting fadeaway, turnaround, shot. Who the fuck? Oh, that's Aaron Gordon. Oh man,
they let him shoot too. They let him shoot.
Yeah, it's Barton needs to step up. Mike Malone needs to tell the motherfucker, hey, you're out there to play defense. If you're wide open, shoot, but really should only be putting tip back in, rebound, tip dunks, shit like that, bro. I can't believe he's doing fadeaway J's and shit.
Yeah, they did look like Michael O'Brien. I remember because I saw the end of that Chicago-Portland game. Just couldn't get a rebound consistently in that game down the stretch. And you're right. Without Vucevic, they're missing that guy. No doubt, Chicago. Dallas and Phoenix. We got Phoenix 8.5 point home favorites, 211 the total in this game. I was on Dallas the other night. We just snuck out of there with the cover for Dallas plus the points the other night. They were getting 8.5. They lost by 7. 105-98 to Phoenix. But you look at that game, and of course they were without Luka Doncic in that game. Doncic is also out tonight for the Mavericks. I mean, there's some things that you can't really expect to happen again. They shot 50% from three-point range against Phoenix. I mean, you got Porzingis, hitting threes. Tim Hardaway Jr. had a trio of three-pointers. Brunson hit a few. Trey Burke did. Tilakina had a few as well off the bench. I mean, 50% from three without Doncic. You got to believe they're not doing that again here tonight in this game against the Suns. And to be honest with you, it was a flat spot for the Suns. They were flat early. Dallas got the lead. And then when Phoenix woke up, they took over the game. And I think if they play 5 quarters instead of 4, Phoenix probably wins that game by double digits because they were really starting to take over late. So I like the spot for Dallas. I thought first game without Doncic, they'd rise up, play a good game. They did. And it still wasn't good enough to beat Phoenix. And they almost nearly blew the cover in that game down the stretch as well. So I like Dallas in that first game of this back-to-back with these two teams against one another. I don't like them tonight. In fact, I would look to lay the points probably if I were to bet it with Phoenix in this game. If I were to get involved from a side standpoint, lean under as well. But I think I might go ahead and make that official with Phoenix here laying the points. I do expect them to be better, and they also didn't shoot well in that game against Dallas the other night. You'd expect better from the field from a bunch of their guys, especially Chris Paul. He really struggled in the game the other night against Dallas. You'd expect him to be better. So I was on Dallas in the last game. I might flip toward the Suns and lay the points with them here tonight in the rematch. What do you think, Skee?
Yeah, I think I agree with you here, Ian. And when the superstar goes out, in that first game, team kind of rallies, everybody steps up and plays tough for that first game, and the opposite team overlooks them a little bit, okay, they're without Luka, we just got to go in here and win. And like you said, it was kind of a flat spot for Phoenix anyway, so they were losing. I think at halftime, I think they were losing after 3 quarters, and they got it together in the 4th quarter. Now facing the same team again, I don't think they're going to take them lightly. And they've won 10 in a row. They've covered 7 of their last 9. I know that. And I think that they get a cover here today. I just think it's a full 48 minutes of effort from the Suns. And I think they're better than this Dallas team. They can win by double digits without Luka.
All right, liking Phoenix -8.5 as well. Dutch, what do you like here?
Yeah, I agree with everything both of y'all said. I mean, you touched on a 50% from the three-point line. I mean, they knocked down 16 of them. They're +1 in the rebounds, and even adding Brunson to the starting lineup, they still got 25 points off the bench in Phoenix. I don't see that happening again. Chris Paul was 2 for 12, 7 fucking points. Did have 14 assists, 7 points though. I believe he'll bounce back. But honestly, Real Deal Prime said it, man. Back with this motherfucker. I would only look Phoenix, but I'm not betting this bitch.
All right, lean Phoenix, but not betting it. Backwood time for Dutch in this one. Wham, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It does feel like that Dallas cover was kind of on the luck side of things here rather than statistical wise. But I do still believe that Jalen Brunson can run the show if better than Luka Doncic. I do believe that. So I do think they still be competitive in this game. In that being said, I will probably go towards the props. I think that what they showed you is that they're trying to get Aiden out of the damn paint, have Porzingis hit these long ass threes and shit, which he was hitting. And that was allowing the lanes to have being wide open for Bronson and other players there. So I think they continue to have that same game plan. Maybe Monty Williams does make some type of adjustments. We did see that towards the finals. He was making adjustments throughout the game. But after so long, you don't have the right guys to make those type of adjustments. So maybe a little bit outmatched here. I still think Dallas could cover this spot. Maybe make the corrections to even win the game because they actually were looking to win this game, but they fell off and allowed these guys to come back in the 3rd quarter. So I think they could figure it out and possibly win. But have I bet it yet? No, because I do feel like it was kind of lucky last time.
All right, final game here on this Friday slate, Toronto, Sacramento. We got Sacktown, 3.5-point home favorites, 220.5 the total in this game. It's been all of a sudden, it's been a rough road trip in terms of defensively for the Raptors so far. They have not played well at that end of the floor against either Portland or Utah. Atypical of what we've seen from them at times this year. Utah shoots 55% from the field against the Raptors. Portland got red hot in the second half and ended up shooting 56% against Toronto earlier this week. So defensive issues a little bit for the Raptors. They've gone over in 4 straight. It is second of back-to-back games for them on the road. They were in Utah last night, and now they're in Sacramento here tonight. So a little bit of a difficult spot for them, but might be canceled out by a difficult spot for Sacramento. because they have returning home off a 4-game road trip against San Antonio, OKC, Detroit, and Minnesota. And they only have 48 hours from returning from Minnesota to play this game. So it's kind of a tricky spot, too, scheduling-wise for Sacramento in this game. And the one thing the Raptors have been the last couple of years is good on the second night of back-to-backs. At least ATS they have. They're 4-1 ATS, their last 5 on the second of a back-to-back. I know last year, you can even go all the way back to when Casey coached this team years ago. They were good on the second night of back-to-back games. They're off a loss to Utah. They got the starters off the floor once that game started to get away from them. So I'm not in a rush to lay points with Sacramento. It would be Toronto or pass. I think the move toward the total going up makes sense as well. It's just a Raptors team that's kind of struggling with their defensive play right now. Sacramento is never a team you fully trust to get stops for full 48 minutes, and especially here with them returning home off a road trip, I could see a little bit lackadaisical, maybe not getting out to shooters good with all that jet lag coming home. So I lean to the Raptors, and I like the over 220.5, 221 in this one. Skee, what do you think, Raptors and Kings?
Yeah, I get it. The flat spot for Sacramento coming back home, but it's still a tough spot for the Raptors too. Playing, like I said, the road to road back to backs, and they haven't really been playing good either. They're the worst defensive rated team over the last 5 games. They've only covered 1 of their last 7. So, it's tough. It's tough for me to even look their way. And it's kind of the opposite of what I said for the Clippers game. Like the Clippers, they're in a tougher spot than the Raptors, in my opinion. Like it's their 5th game in 7 nights, row back to back, and the Clippers are still favored. The Raptors, they're in a little bit better situation than the Clippers and their dogs. So, I think the line is kind of telling you the Kings are to play, and that's kind of how I play it.
All right, Skee, like in Sacramento, yeah, it's a pick your poison because Toronto's 1-6 ATS their last 7, and Sacramento is 1-5 ATS their last 6. So both of these teams have been burning money for their backers in the last 6 to 7 games. So someone's got to step up here tonight. We'll see who it is. Dutch, what do you think? Toronto, Sacramento.
Yeah, and I believe the Raptors are 3-0-1 ATS in the last 4 meetings versus the Kings too. I want to really be on the Kings right here. I think they are the play tonight. Haven't locked it in yet. A little hesitant. They haven't been playing as good as basketball as especially of late on the road. But Tristan Thompson called him out. I want to say the team will respond. I would like it to come from someone maybe a little bit better than Tristan Thompson, but he does have, he's been in the league for quite some time, but I like it to be someone who maybe, is averaging at least a fucking double, maybe 10 points, something, this fucking guy. But, he had a lot to say, that's for sure. Hopefully the team can rally around it. But I just think they're a better team, to be honest with you right now, than the Raptors without OG on the court. And you get him in a back-to-back. But what I did look at is Van Fleet, we've been cashing on him now. They caught on to the props over 2.5 threes, hit it last night again, but we're not going to drop the 160, 170. But, he did go over the points again last night. It was 19.5. It's 20.5 today. I like that. He's averaged 30 the last 2 meetings. Didn't, like Ian said, they got him off the court last night somewhat early. I look for Van Fleet to exploit this lackluster defense from Sacramento as well. And then also Harrison Barnes on the other side. We've cashed on him numerous times this year. Continuously shows up, whether in the points or the rebounds. But the last 2 meetings, he's averaging 23.5 points versus them. I look for Harrison Barnes to get back on track as well. Have a good game. Some points to be scored tonight. And I look for Sacramento at home to handle the business and be Sacramento proud, man. Yeah, man.
There we go. All right, Sacramento looking at that direction here.
What John Lee said.
Right about OG Anunoby. Missed him big time last night, just the first time without him with the hip injury. He's going to be out for multiple games, if not weeks. His offensive game's never been better. He's a terrific defender. They miss him on both ends of the floor, so it's tough to be without him, no question, for this Raptors team. Wham, what do you like here?
Yeah, this is a backwood for me, so I'll keep it quick here. Just surprising to see how bad the defense is for Toronto Raptors. Without OG, seems like they may be without Princess Achua as well. I'm going to stay away from this game.
All right, there we go. Hit the like button. 250 live viewers. We love it. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that if you haven't already. We will get to the Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart net profit college basketball right after our show. We'll get to best bets from us. Dutch's freshest look in just a second. We'll have all that for you coming right up after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, make sure you go there. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke at Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, get 20% off with the promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, it's all here. You got to love November. November to remember, right? NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, NHL. You got CFL, UFC. It's everything this month. It's a busy month. Great time to be sports better and a great time to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. Mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, time for best bets. Time to put a wrap on this show and this week here on the NBA Pub Hub. Skee, what do you got for best bet?
Yeah, I always gonna tell y'all, but I haven't made a bet so far today. But I'm really close to making this one, and I think I will. And it's gonna have to be the Suns, man. The Suns, for the most part. I mean, when they win, they cover. So far, they have 11 wins this season. They've covered 7 of them, and that's the team that they were last year. They've covered 7 of their last 9 games. I think they start to get back into that form. So I like the Suns minus 8.5.
All right, Suns minus 8.5. Best bet for Skee Profit in this one. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look. We're going to Charlotte. And good thing they got good barbecue because we're going to be eating like a motherfucker. Yeah, the Hornets going to sting the fuck out of Pacers. Believe that. -1. Lock it in. That's good money. Yeah, man.
All right, good stuff. Someone asked me a hockey question. I lean Avalanche. I don't like the price against Seattle there on that NHL game. So there you go, Michael. Wham, what do you think? Best bet?
My shit was off. I was just trying to say, yeah, man. We going head to head semi, but we not. Both of us gonna cash here. I'm gonna take the Pacers first quarter, 8-2 ATS over the last 10 games, 3-7 the last 10 games for the team that's allowing the most points in the first quarter. The Pacers, third best at scoring in that game in the first quarter this season, 29 points. Let's cash it to the bank. Get in and get out. Let my guy Dutch cash the rest. That's cool.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, there we go. Indiana Pacers first quarter against the Charlotte Hornets. Best bet for Wham. My best bet is going to be the LA Clippers, -4 against New Orleans. By the way, Clippers have covered 10 of their last 14 on the second night of back-to-back games. Bad game for them against Memphis last night. They bounced back tonight against a horrible, wretched New Orleans team. So LA Clippers -4 against New Orleans. That'll be my best bet for this Friday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub and another week in the books right here on Pub Sports Radio. Thanks to everybody for joining us today and all week long. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the games and good luck. Cash some tickets. We will be back with you on Monday. Remember, Net Profit College Basketball coming up next with Connor and Max. Tune in for that. We'll be back Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, with another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio for Skee, Dutch, and Wham. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Friday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not. Comment below. You have a safe weekend, man. Y'all don't do anything I wouldn't do. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.